That person is already frustrated, he is going through something, and because I am present there, I am the victim. So, as we develop this third eye of knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, what happens that I am able to stay peaceful. At the same time, I'm able to spend good wishes and pure feelings through that soul. Next time I won't do it. But it happened. But you know what? Most beautiful thing is practice. You know, as we do the exercise of our body gets trained. In the initial stage, we want to sleep. We don't want to continue. Here also it happens. We also have to take care of our body, but at the same time, and let me reveal one more secret to you. If we think about breathing, you know, we control our breathing. And if we control our breathing, those who can control it for a longer time, we say that their lungs are healthy, right?
Greetings. Om Shanti. Good evening. So, welcome all of you to this premises of Shanti Sarovar, and especially those who have taken time this Sunday evening for the refreshing Sunday evening talk. So, when you were coming and entering inside this building, have you noticed that there is some decoration and beautiful aesthetics around? So you might be noticing all of this. So today we have just concluded 4 days children camp, and this month we were blessed to have two children camps for the beginner children as well as those who practice Raj Yoga meditation regularly, and these camps has an active participation of around 300 plus kids. So that's why you see all of these decoration. And those who are sitting at the back, can I please request you to come in the front and occupy these front seats? And may I ask how many of you are here for the first time? Okay, that's great. So, for the benefit of those who are visiting for the first time, I would like to give a brief introduction about the Brahma Kumaris organization. So, Brahma Kumaris, it is a social spiritual international organization headquartered at Mount Abu and aimed at self-transformation through Raj Yoga meditation, therefore bringing the world transformation. So, this organization, it was founded back in 1937 and span across 140 plus countries with more than 4,000 branches with millions of people practicing Raj Yoga meditation every day. Now, the place where you are sitting, it is the largest retreat center in the South India, Shanti Sarovar, the Academy for the Better World. And here you will see many workshops, seminars, residential retreats, meditation camp, and activities related to various wings, especially IT wing, business wings, medical wing, uh, judiciary, media. These are conducted regularly. And the regular feature of Shanti Sarovar, it is refreshing Sunday evening talk, which happens every Sunday. So the topic of these talks are always related to stress management, living a good quality life, anger management, time management, and it brings all together the speakers internationally and nationally. And what's the topic for today? Have you read the topic? Human body, a chemical factory. Yes, so you are going to realize that how this body is a remarkable chemical factory, and both the living being, the physical body and your mental body, how cooperates with each other. So to unlock these secrets that how your body behave and to nurture the holistic health, and to throw light on this topic, we have today's speaker, Sister B.K. Payal. So she is a dentist by profession and a Raj Yoga teacher by passion, and dedicated her life in the service of humanity. She has studied and worked in Canada for 6 years, and then moved to New York, USA for the godly services, where she had a fortune to get the spiritual sustenance and guidance from respected Raj Yogini Mohini Didi, the chief of Brahma Kumaris. So, after moving to New York, currently she is also practicing Dr. Lajpat Rai Mehra neurotherapy and helping people to heal. So, with a huge round of applause, we will welcome Sister BK Payal on the stage. Welcome, Sister.
सलामत रहे सब, रहे खुश मिजाज। सलामत रहे सब, रहे खुश मिजाज। है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। सलामत रहे सब, रहे खुश मिजाज। है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। सर पे हो सबके कामयाबी का सहरा, हो दर पे सभी के यहाँ खुशियों का पहरा। सर पे हो सबके कामयाबी का सहरा, हो दर पे सभी के यहाँ खुशियों का पहरा। प्यारे हो सपने होने दे सुहाने, हो सुंदर सभी के यहाँ जीवन कहानी। प्यारे हो सपने होने दे सुहाने, हो सुंदर सभी के यहाँ जीवन कहानी। हो जीवन यूं सबका जो हो खुद पे नाज। हो जीवन यूं सबका जो हो खुद पे नाज। है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। मिले तीनों लोगों का सुख बेशुमार, हो सांसें सभी के सदा खुशबूदार। मिले तीनों लोगों का सुख बेशुमार, हो सांसें सभी के सदा खुशबूदार। मोहब्बत की सबके दिलों में चहक हो, रिश्तों में सबके यहाँ मीठी महक हो। मोहब्बत की सबके दिलों में चहक हो, रिश्तों में सबके यहाँ मीठी महक हो। बजे सबके मन में उमंगों के साथ, बजे सबके मन में उमंगों के साज। सलामत रहे सब, रहे खुश मिजाज, सलामत रहे सब, रहे खुश मिजाज। मूल्यों के धन से हो सब माला माल, हो किस्मत सबकी सदा बेमिसाल। मूल्यों के धन से हो सब माला माल, हो किस्मत सबकी सदा बेमिसाल। घर घर हो मंदिर, हो पावन प्रकंपन, प्रभु के गुणों से हो हर कोई संपन्न। घर घर हो मंदिर, हो पावन प्रकंपन, प्रभु के गुणों से हो हर कोई संपन्न। हो आंगन में सबके सुखों की आवाज, हो आंगन में सबके सुखों की आवाज। है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। सलामत रहे सब, रहे खुश मिजाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज।
Om Shanti. Good evening. Welcome. And first of all, I want to ask, how many of you understand Hindi? Okay. So these lines were saying that it is a pure desire from our heart that everyone should be happy, everyone should be safe, every home should be like a temple. Every home, at every home, there should be the voice of happiness. Everyone's breath should be peaceful. So, how many of you think that it is possible? Can I see hands? Every home should be like a temple. Everyone should be safe. From everyone's heart, there should be blessings emerging for everyone. Everyone is happy with everyone. Is it possible? No? You know, it is said that God also comes forward 1,000 steps if we take one step forward. God comes and helps. He comes forward 1,000 steps, but there is a condition that we have to take at least one step. And do you know what is that one step? Having a thought that yes, it is possible, I can do it. That is the one step. So can we do it? That is a very big dream that every home, but let me start with myself. Let me start with myself, and then with people that I'm living in home. But let's take a baby step. So at least for myself, is it possible? Can I take one step forward? One step of courage. There is a very deep karma philosophy that whatever we do, we receive back. But when we talk about the divine power, supreme soul, with him, this formula is a little bit different. In the world, it is like we take one step forward, we make an effort, and in the response, we get that. But with God, the formula is different. We just have to take one step and we get 1,000. So it's a good deal, no? It's a good deal. Who are the businessmen here? How many of you sitting here who have the business? Their own business, running the own business? No? No one? Okay. So this is a very good deal. So at least from today, for ourselves, have that one step of courage, and even at least in the thought that no, I want to do it and it is possible for me. Okay? Now we are talking about health today, and I know that there are many things, many treatments and many therapies available in the world today. And whatever I'm going to share today, it might be possible that you know more than that. The world is full of information. But when it comes to the practice, when it comes to coming to the practical life, there is a difference. Right? So there are many tips available for the health. We'll also discuss about that. But today, I want you to look at the health at a different perspective. Little bit higher. Right? So we see this physical body. When we go to the doctor, doctor gives the medicine. It's easy to take medicine. Okay, doctor, give me the medicine and I'll be okay. Right? Whatever happens, okay, let me take this pill and I'll be okay. But when doctor says that, okay, this medicine will only work if you pay attention to your diet, if you do exercise, you have to do this, you have to avoid this. That is a little bit difficult, no? Right? What do you think? Those precautions, it feels like no. So that we are going to focus on today. And not just at the physical level, but something beyond physical. Right? So that we call in Hindi, it's parhez. Parhez, which is we know that it is good for us. We know if we are going to eat a healthy food, it's going to be beneficial for us. But we have a habit. We have taste buds. But when it goes inside our stomach, then body gives the response. But body is an amazing our body has an amazing adaptive intelligence. When you have a fever, even if you don't take a medicine, in 3-4 days it will resolve. Your body is such strong. When you are young, your body tries to adapt to different things. Fever is one of the response that body gives. So your body is trying to protect you from fatal infection. But when the aging process, when you are aging, and after years and years, your body is trying to help you, but it's giving you a signal. Any big disease that we are suffering, it is not overnight. Any disease is not developing overnight. It accumulates. It accumulates, and then one day we go to the doctor, we do the test. Okay, when did this happen? Sometimes symptoms are visible, sometimes it is not. That's why we go and do the test, and then we come to know. And in today's world, today's time, there are many diseases, number of diseases that when we see the medical book, there is a whole big book of the medical only for the diseases, the name of the diseases and what those diseases are. So we spoke about the parhez. And what we are going to do today, we are going to look at the different body parts. And we all know the internet is full with all the information that how to take care of our body. But we are also going to look at it at little bit different level. So first of all, let's talk about our brain. So at the physical level, the brain is kind of, it's a muscle. And as we train our body, we do the exercise. When we start to do the exercise, what happens? First few days, there is a pain. Body tries to adapt to it. And then we continue, then we get used to it. Same like that, brain also needs some brain work, some challenge. That's why we engage yourself in creative activities. There are also some therapies that, increases the neuroplasticity. And that's how our brain develops. But if I talk about, there is also, brain is like an office. But if we think about something beyond physical, who is the one who runs this whole body? When someone dies, we don't keep that body even for, we want to cremate that body after 2-3 days, right? And then when person was living, there was a value to it. So why that body was valuable? Who was running that body? We call it spirit, we call it soul, Atma, there are many names. But there is one Shakti, one power, one spirit which is running it. Brain has very many chemical reactions. But why this happens? Because somebody is running it, somebody is thinking. There is a living being who is thinking, who is analyzing, who is going to the past. There are so many things happening. As the body has different organs, if we think about the soul, soul also has 3 powers. One is mind. Mind thinks, it has memories. Mind is the one who experiences. Whatever we experience, it is stored there. Intellect, that we call buddhi. These days, intellectual people. Buddhi. But what that intellect does, it analyzes. Something comes in front of us, we have an ability to think, power to make a decision. So that living being is there, who is using this body in making everything done. So second is intellect, buddhi. So a thought comes, mind thinks, desires, experiences. According to the past experiences, there are thoughts. So it's like a raw material. We see something and we think. And then that thought goes to the intellect. Intellect decides, oh, this is very good. And it happens in the fraction of seconds. And then we make a decision, okay. And then when we finalize, we make a decision, what happens? We manifest that thought practically or physically through this body. So this body comes later, but even before that, there is that living being, that soul, who is creating a thought, who is making a decision, who is finalizing it, and then it decides to put it in action. So looking at health at that level, at this time, is very important. And we don't have an option. So as we were talking about the brain, we do the therapy, we do the brain work, we challenge ourselves, we become creative, and we make it active. But if we think about, do you know, when we become angry, what happens to the brain? Anyone? When we become angry, when we get stressed, what happens to the brain? I'm talking about the physical, this brain. We lose our control, yes. Anyone else? Right. That's why if someone gets angry, what we do? Okay, calm down. We turn the fan on. Okay, have cool water. Calm down. Because this is heated. And when this is heated, when this is angry, as someone said, we lose our control. We cannot make decision. We lose the control of thinking, doing anything. And at that time, if we make any decision, it's not going to be right. And it's not going to be in our favor. But at the physical level, what happens? Every time we make a thought, every time we become angry, every time we become stressed, little bit stressed. These days, it's easy not to give sorrow, but it's difficult not to take sorrow, even if we take a little sorrow inside. In the brain, there are little blood vessels and neurons. And what happens to those vessels? It blasts. They're very tiny vessels. That's why these days, and we have mobile phones, which has reduced our ability to think, to be creative. And we know this is the era of, anyone can guess? Artificial intelligence. Even the spiritual study that we are doing here, the AI is doing, it's amazing. But at the same time, it is also depleting our brain capacity because we don't have to do anything. Yes, it has many benefits, but at the same time, if we think at this level. And when every time we become angry, we say, okay, things are getting done. When I become angry, when I'm a little bit, bossy, then things gets done. Mothers think that, okay, children, they become afraid and they will be a little bit quiet. But actually, in the long term, we are deceiving ourselves. We are not helping them. Because every time that damage happens to the brain, at the end, what happens these days? Paralysis. There are many diseases of the brain that happens. It doesn't happen overnight. So it's not just physical injury, but it's emotional, it's mental. That also plays a very, very big role. So let's focus on that. I'm talking about body as a chemical factory. So brain has many neurotransmitters and chemicals. And brain, those chemicals, it is regulating the whole body. Every organ, every system of the body, it is controlling. Can you imagine if we are damaging that, what happens to our body? It is affecting every cell of our body. The smallest unit is cell, but if those who are science students, they would know electrons and protons. It affects at that level. And that's how these new diseases are coming up that we don't know how it emerges. But the source, the root is that. So we are going to catch that root and we are going to work on that. So first, stay calm, be peaceful and work on that. Invest your energy in that. That's not going to be waste. So if you think that it will save my time and I will get the things done, no. You are deceiving yourself. So every time you have a choice to be peaceful, every time you have a choice to make your relationships better. Because see, if your relationships are not good, even if you're healthy, it's of no use. If our relationships are not smooth, if there are no blessings interchanging in between of us, that is like we feel it, like even in the family, in the home, what do we feel? We don't feel good, we are not happy. Then what is the meaning of being healthy, right? So I want you to look at the health, the holistic health from this angle. So that was about the brain. Now let's move towards the eyes. Hmm? We know that we have these two eyes. Hmm? And recently since 1 year, I'm learning and studying and practicing neurotherapy, Dr. Lajpat Rai Mehra neurotherapy. And one thing I really like about it is catching the root. What is the root cause? There are many symptoms that we see in the body, but let's work on the root. That really attracted me, and I'm really experiencing. I really enjoy it practicing, and it helping to heal many that I come in contact with. And even I'm also practicing that. But let's talk about these eyes. Keeping our eyes healthy. Just imagine if we don't have these two eyes. Can we be grateful that we have those two eyes? We have so much in our life. We are so blessed with so many things that we don't even think about. We don't take a time and think about what we have. These two eyes that we can see. But there is also a third eye. Who has that third eye? If you have, who is that deity who has that third eye? Everyone knows? That Shankarji is doing tapasya, and they said that when the third eye opens, there is a destruction. What is the meaning of that? So that third eye we are going to talk about. We know, and many of you will know, that how to keep those who are working long time and looking at the computer, there is an exercise that we do for the eyes. I won't go much in detail because I know that you all know that very well. But looking at this topic at a very different level. So this third eye, the third eye is the eye of wisdom. That eye of wisdom is what I cannot see, what I can see through these two eyes. This is an eye of understanding. What these two eyes cannot see, the third eye can understand. Right? For example, there is someone who is insulting me. Right? My eyes see that person's expression. He's taking out that frustration, and I am the victim because I am present there. So what will be your first reaction? What will you think? Someone is insulting in front of so many people. What would you think? We react. And we don't even take a second to react. It's like even less than a second we react. What else? What else would you think? Okay. What else? Can we stay peaceful? Who can stay peaceful? Okay. Give yourself an applause. No, we can do that. But if we do that with an understanding, it will be very easy. What that third eye do, there comes the factor of knowledge. वो ज्ञानी आत्मा जो spiritual, when we go start our spiritual journey, we start to meditate and everything. But what is the result of that? That there is benefit in my relationships, there is improvement in what I do, how I behave. So someone is throwing that frustration on me, but I'm not looking at that person who is angry at me, but instead of that, what I'm seeing, that person is already frustrated, he is going through something, and because I'm present there, I am the victim. So as we develop this third eye of knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, what happens? That I'm able to stay peaceful. At the same time, I'm able to spend good wishes and pure feelings through that soul. And friends, don't take this for granted, because I myself has tried this, like since last 4 to 5 months I'm practicing this, that not seeing anyone's weaknesses. With these two eyes we can see everything. And as soon as we see something, we start to create the thought. It's very quick process. But as we train our body, if we train our mind and intellect to behave in a proper way, I can write it for you. You'll be the most peaceful person in this world. I have experienced this in 4 or 5 months. What happened? That I can clearly see there are 2 or 3 person in my life. 4 months back, I know that I knew everything, that giving good wishes and pure feelings, staying peaceful and not reacting, I know everything. There is all the loads of information is there. I know everything. But putting it in a practical life is a challenge. And really it was a challenge, even though I am on a spiritual journey for many years. But I took it as a challenge. Specifically for those 2-3%, I'm not going to see their weaknesses, no matter what happens. And it took me a lot of time. Every time that person was reacting, and it didn't take me a moment to react back, or I took that sorrow. And as soon as I did that, I remembered the next second that no, I have to be peaceful and I don't have to see their weaknesses. And I would go into the meditation group and meditate why it happened. Next time I won't do it. But it happened. But you know what? Most beautiful thing is practice. You know, as we do the exercise of our body gets trained. In the initial stage, we want to sleep. We don't want to continue. Here also it happens. But I continued. And when I was in that process, I realized I started to look at myself instead of looking at them. And I realized that there are so many things that I have to change. So first thing what happened? I became introverted. I started to look at myself. There were so many faults that I saw in myself. So that is called an inner eye. And at the same time, I tried to give good wishes and pure feelings. And honestly, I say, from my heart, I wasn't able to do it. But every time I practice, what I realize that I'm learning that I'm developing that muscle of giving good wishes and pure feelings, staying calm. And there was a time it came that I wasn't affected. And you know what that feeling was? That was the best feeling in the world, that I was victorious. Outside achievement and everything, that is okay. But that foundation, that stage, that inner stage, when we are able to do something, we are able to take care of ourselves, we are able to stay peaceful, that's the most beautiful feeling in the world. And those little elevated actions gives you power. So every time you practice, you will say, okay, it's not happening. But next time it is going to help. You are moving one step forward. And with so much proud, I can say today that those 2 or 3% that I felt like an enemy, I have the most beautiful relationships with them. That's using the third eye of knowledge, third eye of wisdom. So together with taking care of our eyes, let's also develop our third eye of knowledge. And as the Shankarji shown that when the eyes open, what happened? There was a destruction. But what is that destruction? Destruction of our own vices, our own negativity. And that's how we move forward. And those little elevated actions, it has a power to change the person, change the atmosphere, and improve our relationships. And every time I think about that, I feel so happy. So that is called a victory. So I invite you, so when you go home, try developing these muscles of the mind and intellect. As we train our body, as we train our muscles, same like that, mind and intellect also develop that muscles. Next, come to the mouth. From the mouth, the digestion system starts. Hmm? So I want to focus on our diet. Hmm? So can we have a slide? Already there. Because it's connected to the digestive system, we will look at it. And every thought that we create, in the brain there is a hypothalamus gland and pituitary gland. Whenever we create any thought, it stimulates that gland, and those two glands they take care of our whole body. All the chemicals and hormones that it releases. What happens? But where it started from a thought. It started from an attitude. So can we see where we have to work? We also have to take care of our body, but at the same time. And let me reveal one more secret to you. If we think about breathing, we control our breathing. And if we control our breathing, those who can control it for a longer time, we say that their lungs are healthy, right? How many of you do the breathing exercise? Many of you. And that also gives us the calming feeling. It relaxes our mind. Because when we take an oxygen, we leave the carbon dioxide out. There is also a chemical reaction between acid and alkali. So when we do that breathing in the body, what happens? There is an acid-base balance. And it is said that even if you do the proper breathing in a proper way, you can eliminate many diseases. Even if you do focus on your breathing, how you breathe, like deep breathing, and it's not happening in today's world. Because we are in hurry, we are stressed. In that condition, we cannot breathe properly. We cannot breathe deeply. So the breathing is very shallow. When that breathing is shallow, oxygen is not going properly. The carbon dioxide is not taken out properly. So what happens is also affects our body. But where it starts, that is the secret. Because every time when we think something, when there is uncontrolled thoughts, waste thoughts, how many of you have experienced? Thoughts are coming one after another. There is no control on the thoughts. Keep thinking, but there is no use. Our energy is wasted. It's like moving the water. There is nothing coming out. If we move and stir the buttermilk, we will get the butter. That means if we think about something which is positive, then we can get something. But what if we think negative, not even negative, wasteful? What will happen? We keep guessing. So that doesn't give us any energy. It wastes our energy, wastes our time, right? So if we have an ability to keep ourselves peaceful in the situations of chaos, if we have a power to stay or concentrate on one thought, that by doing a meditation we can develop that, then what happens? As our thoughts are calming down, our breathing also calms down. But that is not happening. Why? Because at the thought level, at the attitude level, emotional level, we are always in hurry. One after another, I have to do this, next. Someone said something, there is a reaction. Something happened, okay, what will happen? We don't give a break. But actually all the solutions are hidden in that silence. We think that when I think, I'll come to the conclusion, I'll get a solution. But it is not that. It is in the silence, when I take a pause, that is a very challenging moment, taking a pause. We have forgotten that, how to take a pause. I'm not saying that we have to leave everything, but while doing everything, developing that habit, that art of pausing in between, even for 1 minute, that 1 minute is also sufficient. Don't underestimate the power of 1 minute. So that 1 minute can change everything. Once I was conducting one meditation after taking a class, And 10 minutes at the end, I was conducting the meditation. And when it ended, the person who was sitting there, she was saying that, in the beginning, I was thinking of two things. I wanted to email somebody, but I wasn't sure what to email, what to reply them. But as soon as the meditation ended, in that silent space, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So it's not that thinking will help me to make a decision, or thinking, we need to think, but we need to give it a little bit pause. That silence has all the solutions. So that one secret, that if you pay attention to your thoughts, as much your thoughts are calm and peaceful, your breathing will also improve. And when your breathing improves, that affects your body. That has an effect on body. So your health will also improve. So pay attention to your thoughts along with paying attention to your breathing. You will notice that. We'll do some little meditation at the end. You will notice you are calmed down. And that's why we all are here, no? We want to experience that moment. We are not here to listen. We have listened so many things. We want to experience that. So take that experience with you. Not just listening. And take this word with you to practice, practice, and practice. So we were talking about breathing, now coming to the mouth. First of all, I want to give you little basic tips that who drinks coffee and tea first thing in the morning, empty stomach? Can we raise hands? I won't say, because you might have that habit for many years. So if I tell you that stop the tea and coffee, your brain will get a shock. No. You will do it for some days and, I cannot do it. This is like a small child. We have to take care of it. And, that rat, what it does, it cuts the finger, but at the same time it blows it, so we don't feel it. So we also have to take care of our mind in the same way, very slowly. So I won't say that you don't drink tea and coffee and stop it from tomorrow. Even I cannot do it. But what I can suggest is eat something before you have a tea. Because what happens when you drink any caffeine, tea or coffee, empty stomach, that too is early morning, it accumulates acid specifically in your joints. And that is very difficult to remove. And you will have pain in the joints.
After drinking water, then after taken a coffee or tea.
Drink water, that is okay, but eat fruits or something. Or if not fruits, many of us cannot eat fruits because of everyone's body is different. At least dry fruits. Almonds, cashews, walnuts. Soak those almonds and then eat, and then have a coffee after half an hour. Can we do it? It will protect you from many future coming diseases. And in your meal, how many of you like to eat fruits and vegetables? Like salad? How many of you are doing it? Can I see hands? Proper hands? Okay, very good. How many of you, okay. Even if those of you who are not doing it, in the morning, those who are not having a habit of having a cup of tea or coffee, that is good. But even if you have a bowl of fruit before having a tea, and eventually you will notice that you won't like to have a tea because you will feel good. Your stomach will feel good. Our stomach has a good bacteria and bad bacteria. If we have a craving of having unhealthy food, junk food, tea, coffee, that means that bad bacteria is there, and that's why you're having those cravings. But as you develop the habit of eating fruits and salad, like, the natural, that comes from the nature, then eventually what will happen, that your body, your stomach will feel good. First of all, you will feel good. That is your body's way of telling you that you are doing good. And eventually what will happen, that you will develop that habit. But do that. And when you are eating, let's say you are having a breakfast. In the afternoon and in the morning, try to have protein-rich diet. Don't take the protein-rich diet in the evening because it's very difficult to digest. It's heavy protein. And when you are having meal, try to have a bowl of salad half an hour before and then have a proper meal. And in the evening, try to, who eats the dinner before 7? Before 7 or before sunset. That also protects you from many future diseases. At 7 o'clock, the gates of the temple should be closed. This deity will give the darshan in the morning. And it will help you a lot. In the morning, you will wake up refreshed. Your body has a longer time, longer period to heal. And in the morning, your brain, everything, because your body is healing you when you are giving it a rest. So these are little tips. And you know, who has experienced that those like during exam times, there is little bit stomach upset when we are stressed, when we are hurry. Many of you must have experienced that there is stomach upset. I have experienced a lot during my exam times. Our stomach, our digestive system is the second brain. And if we correct our digestion, many of the diseases will be solved. That we'll look at it from this PPT. So our body is the mixture. There is so many things are going on. And what happens when we eat something? These days we are not eating healthy. So those supplements like vitamins and minerals that has to be formed. The raw material is not going inside. No matter how many medicines, how many therapies we do, the raw material is not there. How the body will use? Body needs that raw material so that, right? So first of all, paying attention, and you will get, when you consult a doctor, according to your body, the nature of your body, you will get a diet. There are many dietitians available. So I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to just shed a light on this, that keeping a diet healthy, eating at a perfect time, and eating without phone, without any conversation, that plays a very important role. Mindful eating. Because in whatever state of mind we eat, it also affects our body, it also affects what thoughts we get, our moods, everything depends on in which state of mind we eat. The first thing is diet. So there are many chemical reactions going on, and these days we are not getting those supplements from the food because we are not eating. Second thing, okay, even if we take this like healthy diet, but what if our stomach is not good? Our digestion system is not good. Then we say, no, I'm eating healthy food, but I don't feel it. Where it is going, right? So we have to take care of the diet. And the second thing, our digestion. Our system should work properly. Raw material is there, but if the machines are not working properly, what will happen? So focusing on that. So yeah, no factory on the earth can match its precision, efficiency, and adaptive intelligence. Our body has helped us so much. So give yourself, your body, a little bit. I'm very grateful that you are with me in this journey, because with this body we can experience, we can manifest in this world, right? So there is one story here, that there was one person who had longer period of treatment, many diseases, and he was taken care, his diseases were taken care and managed by the medicines. Sugar was in control, cholesterol managed, everything was managed. But still there was the symptoms, tiredness, loss of appetite, sleep is not deep. So these are things. He is taking medicines, sugar is in control, everything is managed with the medicine. And 12 diseases, 12 medicines, 12 line of treatment, but at the same time, these are the symptoms. And every time he went to the doctor, what doctor mentioned, that is not related to your condition, let me refer you. New specialist, heart. There is specialist for the left leg, specialist for the right leg, left ear, right ear. And that is also doing its work. But what I'm focusing is if we focus on root cause, that our lifestyle, becoming our own chemist, taking care of our thought, taking care of our behavior, paying attention to our diet, maintaining good relationships, all of this comes into the holistic health. If we are happy but if we are not healthy, what is the meaning of? We won't be happy. Happiness won't last longer. If we have wealth but we are not healthy, what is the use of that wealth? Wealth is being used. So I'm inviting you to think in that way, not just the physical way. But these are some basic tips that will help you to understand why it is important to work on at the root level and not just focusing on leaves and branches. So, not focusing on the product which is coming out on the factory, but actually working on the factory. It may be on the workers or the machines, and then the final product will be good if the factory is running good. And whatever we eat, body converts it into the blood. And that blood is needed for all the organs like glands, different organs, even the digestion system itself. So if that digestion system is not good, can you imagine that thyroid, different diseases? It won't get the raw material to work properly. If my thyroid gland is not getting enough blood supply, then what will happen? It won't secrete the hormones. Thyroid. Disease is thyroid. But the root is where? Digestion. So that is Dr. Lajpat Rai Mehra neurotherapy that I'm recently practicing, and that is that which is focusing on the root cause. And there is many detailed, like if you have any problem or anything, there is a full case history is studied, and then we try to find the root cause and we work on that. So it also helps to relieve the symptoms, but at the same time it also maintains the optimal health. Then what we take inside as a food, body recognizes it as a protein, fat and carbs, and then it dissolves in different like minerals, amino acids, glucose and everything. And then it goes into the bloodstream, and then it supplies it to the different organs, and that's how our whole body system works. But just imagine if we are stressed. These times, because of the stress, because of the busy lifestyle, our digestion is being impacted a lot. So thinking it at a both level, non-physical level and also at the physical level. So we have to work on that. So fix digestion and fix everything, that means. So what we are eating, in which state of mind we are eating, what we are remembering, we are crying and we are eating, we are becoming angry and we are eating. What do you think? It's not just proteins, fat and carbs that you are having, but it goes into your blood. That blood also has a vibration, and it reaches to each and every cell of your body. And that's how your mood swings and everything, why it happens, why there is a mental capacity is being decreased, why. So this is the reason behind it. So working on that. So the root break. So this is at the physical level, and the supply stops. Then all the glands and organs, they stop working, they stop, decrease their work, like and the hormones and enzymes that they secrete, they won't do its work properly because the raw material is not there. Then the chemical drop and the systemic. We see it as a diabetes, but what is the root? We see it as a thyroid, but what is the root? So working on that. So I'm just relating this because I'm practicing this, so I'm sharing this PPD with you. But at the same time, I want you to think at a very root level. So abdomen, that means the whole digestion. From the moment we eat to the moment we pass the stool, this whole the digestion system. If that kidneys and lungs, if it is said that if these three are working properly, no one can fall ill. Okay. But I have seen many people in my life in last 4 to 5 years, those who are going through many diseases, their body is like, so many repairing has been done, surgeries, this organ, everything is going on. But from their faces, we cannot imagine that the person is going through something. So that is another level, and that power also comes through meditation. That is at another level. We had our chief of Brahma Kumaris, Dadi Janki ji. So when once she was at the hospital and doctor asked, "How are you?" "I'm fine." Doctor asked again, "How are you?" "I'm fine." "Then why are you here?" Then what she said, "Doctor, you asked the wrong question. I am good. That means I, the soul, I am good, but my body is going through a little bit repairing." So not allowing what is happening externally. This body is also something separate. I, the soul, I am separate. I am running this body. I am the king sitting here, controlling the whole body. And whatever is happening, I am letting it do, but I am not suffering. There is pain, but there is no suffering. दर्द है लेकिन दुख नहीं है. Pain though, there is pain, no? Of course. But it is not affecting the way I'm thinking, affecting the way I behave. And the same incidents with Dadi Janki is where I heard in one of her classes, one of the sisters' class, that when there were some sisters discussing about some problem and saying, "Dadi ji, please come here, listen to this problem." And their faces were like, okay, first of all, correct your faces and expression, and then I'll talk to you. You have some situations, conditions, or problems in your life, but why it is coming to your face? Your face there is pain in your face or pain in your knees? If there is a pain in your knees, why it is coming on your face? That is also the power to do that not letting, because we can control. These are the things we can do it on our side, but there are situations that we cannot control. In that situation, this meditation also helps. And that's where the Raja Yoga meditation practice comes. As I mentioned, that paying attention to our thoughts, our attitude, our feelings, our emotions. Every time we practice, we experience, and as our experience grows, we become that authority of experience. And there is also karma philosophy. That every time I make an effort to do an elevated action, it gives me the power to tolerate everything, to face everything. So it's a very unlimited subject as a health. And I had a fortune to share some of my thoughts with you. And we have 15 minutes. So I will stop here and let's take a moment, 10 to 15 minutes, and we will go into the experience. There won't be any music. I'll just give you some thoughts. And we all have a power of visualization, power of thinking, power of imagination. We all have it, right? Close your eyes. Let's check your power of visualization. Close your eyes. You will see how powerful your visualization is, okay? Okay. I'm seeing myself going outside this hall. I'm walking, moving outside, taking the ladder, going at the ground floor, and moving outside this building. I'm taking my vehicle, or I'm walking and moving outside this campus. See yourself walking or driving, and you are heading towards your home. You reached your home, you are in front of your home, you are opening the door, or somebody is opening a door for you. Visualize that. You are going inside, and straight forward you are going to your kitchen. You see the fridge, you see the table, whole setting of the kitchen. Now you open the fridge, and there is an orange. You take that orange, you hold the knife, you take a plate, see the color of the plate, see the color of the knife, and you cut it. Everyone is cutting the orange, right? Now take a half of the orange and squeeze the juice of that orange in your mouth. Open your mouth and taste it. Now put that orange back in the fridge. Come back. You leave the house. You walk or you drive. You enter the campus again. You enter this building. You take the stairs. You enter this hall. And I open the eyes. Open the eyes. Open your eyes. Who ate the orange? Who tasted it? That is the meditation. Simple? That's simple at the meditation, but we have to develop our power of imagination and power of visualization. Okay? So let's start it. We can have red light. And do you want to lighten yourself? You want to stand up and then do the meditation? Who wants to move their legs and... Okay, let's do it. It will release the serotonin hormone and it will help you to meditate. Meditation can't happen with the serious mind. We have to be relaxed. We have to be like a childlike mind, and then meditation is very easy, right? Because have a thought that I got distracted. Peace is my original nature. I was just distracted for few years. I have to come back to my original state again. I called anger as a normal, but actually peace is normal for me. So we are actually coming back to what we are actually. So that's why if we meditate with understanding, meditate with proper set of mind, then it becomes easy. We enjoy it. It becomes the part of our life, right? We want to meditate, but let's lighten up ourselves. Can we have that song for the dance? Everyone wake up, everyone stand up. Everyone has to dance and join. Nobody should sit. Those who have a problem that we can understand, but everyone should dance, right? Those who don't understand Hindi, it's a friendship song. Not this one. Or I can play from my phone. And everyone dance however you want to. Forget about everyone, forget your body consciousness, right? We say that those who have body consciousness, they won't dance.
जिंदगी से भी प्यारी है। यहाँ कुछ नहीं हमारा, कोई क्या खूब जोड़ी हमारी है। जी हाँ, सही पहचाना। दोस्ती यारी एक ऐसा रिश्ता है जो खून का तो नहीं है, पर फिर ए यार सुन, यारी तेरी मुझे जिंदगी से भी प्यारी है। यहाँ कुछ नहीं हमारा, कोई क्या खूब जोड़ी हमारी है। जी हाँ, सही पहचाना। दोस्ती यारी एक ऐसा रिश्ता है जो खून का तो नहीं है, पर फिर भी दिल के सबसे करीब है। हमारी तरफ से पेश है इसे दोस्ती पर बना सबसे पहला गीत। ये गाना डेडिकेट कर रहे हैं रंजना सुराना जयपुर से अपनी फ्रेंड सरिता शाम सुखा के लिए। वो उनसे कहना चाहती हैं कि दोस्ती ही उनके लिए प्यार है, खुदा है और जिंदगी है। तो चलिए सुनते हैं बड़ा ही प्यारा गीत, हैप्पी फ्रेंडशिप डे टू ऑल ऑफ यू। ये रिश्ता है बड़ा प्यारा, तेरा मेरा ये याराना, तू ही है जान जहां मेरा, तेरी यारी को है माना। है बेगाना ये दिल यारों का दीवाना, ये रिश्ता है बड़ा प्यारा, तेरा मेरा ये याराना। ये मस्ती का खजाना मिलेगा नहीं।
Okay, happy, light. Now meditate, now silence. That's what we have to do. At one moment, we are enjoying, we are interacting with people, we are fulfilling our responsibility. Next second, when the need arises, I'm able to go inside and empower myself. So that's what we are going to do next, okay? We have, I think, 5-7 minutes. Okay. Is it okay if 5 minutes goes beyond? Okay. We can have red lights. And at 8 o'clock, we can play the song. Om Shanti. We will try to keep our eyes open because when we go outside, we have to be with everyone, see everything, and along with that, we have to be calm. So keeping the eyes open will help us to develop that habit of, while looking at everything, seeing everyone, I'm able to train my mind and calm down. I look at this body, I visualize it. I am male, I am female, playing different roles as a mother, as a father, as a daughter, as a son, boss, an employee, sister, brother, businessman, student, teacher. For a moment, let me detach myself from the role consciousness. I am different from the role that I play. I am a soul. I am given this role to play. And I'm able to play this role efficiently when I focus on myself, the soul. I detach from the external world for a moment and remember who I am. In this body, in the center of the forehead, imagine that there is a seat. Imagine a chair, and I, the soul, I am a king sitting in the center of the forehead. And this king is taking care of its kingdom very efficiently. Mind, intellect, habits, all my sense organs are working according to my orders. I remind myself again that I am a peaceful, happy, pure, blissful, powerful soul. I am not what I am experiencing from the situations. I am not what others tell me about who you are. I am not what is happening to me. But I remind myself again and again that I have a choice to feel and experience at every moment as I want. And that is my power. I am a king, and all my sense organs are slaves. They have to obey my orders, but they will only obey my order if I'm sitting on this seat. I promise myself that no matter what happens, I won't leave my seat of self-respect. In silence, try to experience it. Om Shanti. And as we experienced ourselves as a soul, there is also another, our companion who always stays with us. It is our Supreme Soul. And we can have a relationship with him as a father, as a mother, as a friend. So from where we will get that energy, the power to stay calm and peaceful. So when we feel like my capacity is limited, let's connect with the unlimited, with the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Power. And that we call it as Raj Yoga meditation, that we had a 5 minutes of experience. But if those who want to know what is that meditation, they want to learn, you can always contact. And we'll see you again. Om Shanti. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, sister. So, can we have a huge round of applause for the sister giving us wonderful insights, not only about the body, mind, and soul, but teaching us and enlightening us with the practical meditation and how does it bring a change. So, in a couple of 5 to 10 minutes, you experience that. So, imagine if you just imbibe it regularly in your habits, then what kind of a miracle it can bring. So once again we will thank sister with a huge round of applause.